Hi students, it's Dr. Marino and welcome to week 3. I'm recording from my kitchen, you can probably tell, and this isn't going to be a very long recording, but I hope I can get through it without my puppies barking in the background. It's one of the, downsides of working from home is the UPS guy always seems to know when I'm trying to do a recording and then my dogs think they need to talk to him. But anyway, what I'd like to do in this is just a real quick overview recording for you, just to kind of give you a sense of the materials for this week and what our aim is for you this week. So I already mentioned it's week 3, APRN Values and Theoretical Foundation for Practice. So there's 3 chapters in the Blair textbook for reading this week. One from Donesco, and the Donesco chapter's in the content folders. You didn't have to buy that textbook, it's already in there. And each of these speaks to APRN roles, the different ways that APRNs are utilized in our healthcare delivery system. I think most people, most students at this juncture are familiar with being a direct care clinician, taking care of a set of patients, and that certainly is a very popular way to be an APRN. But there's a whole lot more to it, the roles of being an APRN. And so the materials this week are going to talk to you about that. And some of this may be new information to you, others, or you maybe have like sort of a working idea of things. But so this is where we're going to begin, getting you thinking like an APRN, which honestly is different than thinking like an RN. And we want to start that transition in thinking with this material. In chapter 3, I think it is, there's a discussion about models of care and theories of care. And it's actually not bad. I know theories and models are boring, but anyway, they also are essential for the foundation for your practice. There's no right or wrong theory. There's no right or wrong model. Each nurse, each advanced practice nurse has to pick the model that speaks most closely to the type of practice that they want to have. And so this week you're going to be challenged to do some reading, to do some thinking about the various models and theories, and to select one of them that most closely aligns with how you see your future practice rolling out. We're not going to lecture on those. You're going to read about them. You may want to do a deeper dive and get into the literature and read a couple more articles about a particular model that sounds really appropriate to you. This is very much what we do in graduate school. It's self-directed learning. We introduce a concept through the readings and then ask you to contemplate it and make it applicable to your life. So depending on which model you choose, there may be something you're already really familiar with, and you won't have to do a lot more research on that. But for most students, I think you're going to be going to the literature and maybe reading a little bit more about a model for the basis for your APRN practice. And we'll be asking you to think about, what kind of APRN do you think you're going to be? Like, what kind of roles do you think you're going to be in? Again, really no right or wrong answer, but we're looking for what's your awareness now, how you think this role is going to be. Once you read through the materials and you gain increased awareness of various roles and expectations, not just the various roles, but the expectations for us as APRNs, what do you need to do to get comfortable with meeting the expectations of that role? Of those various roles. So, direct care clinician, educator, advocate, policy person, perhaps leader, whatever. That's all in the materials. I want to say a word about the reflective journal that's going to come in this week. Couple things. Number one is in the directions it talks about listening to these podcasts, and I love the podcasts. There's about 5 of them. I've asked a lot of APRNs to contribute to our podcast library, talking about their practice, their values, and then theoretical basis for their practice. And so there's some of them in there. They're all short, 2-3 minutes apiece. They'll kind of give you an idea how different APRNs demonstrate the different roles. So I hope you'll enjoy those. Because again, in the reflective journal, we are going to ask you to talk about yours. So I had a couple emails come in from students with questions about what it was that I was asking you to write about in the reflective journal for this week. And so I went in today, it's Monday that I'm making this recording, and I tweaked the language just a little bit, hopefully to make it be easier to understand what I was asking you to do. So on the outside chance that you're working ahead in the course, I would ask you to please look at the reflective journal description now, after Monday, And make sure that your answer is in alignment with that little bit of wordsmithing that I did. It doesn't really change the overall theme of the journal, but hopefully it is provides some clarity for you. And then the last thing I have to say is on that matter, Dr. Cotton and I are very much looking forward to reading your first reflective journal entry that comes in on Wednesday. I know that in the syllabus we agreed to a 14-day turnaround. She and I have talked about this, and we have carved out in our schedules to be able to get these journals back to you much more quickly. We realize you have one coming in on September 8th, and that it's very important for us to give you feedback so that if there's any corrections that need to be made, any adjustments that need to be made in terms of how you prepare your journal entries or how you interpret the rubric, that we all get on the same page early on. Don't want you to be missing points on the rubric because you didn't understand what you were supposed to do. So our responsibility is to get you that feedback pretty quickly, and we're going to really try hard to get it maybe hopefully by this weekend. So anyway, that's the end of this. It's just, like I said, a very quick overview to guide you through the week. Hope you all are doing well. I hope you are maintaining your commitment to self-care and that you're healthy. If you have any questions or concerns, certainly do not hesitate to reach out to me by email or cell phone. Thanks very much for your attention.